episode of Conversation with a Chef. I'm Jo Ritty and I love sharing with you the conversations I get to have with talented and passionate chefs. It's the backstory, if you will, to the food they're putting up. I begin today by acknowledging the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, traditional custodians of the lands where this conversation took place, land which was never ceded, land where communities came together to eat seasonally, locally and without exhausting resources. I pay my respects to the elders past and present and to any First Nations people listening today. When I was asked whether I'd like to try Gamze Smokehouse's Gold Bacon and chat to Brendan Gamze about the process behind it, as well as the philosophy behind family-owned and operated smokehouse, I was thrilled. Gamze Smokehouse was started by Felix Gamze, Brendan's father, who migrated to Australia with his parents as a boy, went to school before starting an apprenticeship in butchery. Felix was ahead of his time, enjoying experimenting with different ways of preserving and curing and smoking to avoid using chemicals, as well as seeking out ethically produced local meat for his products. The Gamze Gold Bacon came out of a roundtable discussion about how to make the best bacon possible. They started with the pig, using free-range, black, rare-breed pork from a regenerative farm on the Limestone Coast. The pigs are finished on a mixture of acorns and macadamias for an ultra-rich taste, then brined in 3 Bays mineral water, Murray River pink salt and manuka honey, before being double cold smoked over retired wine barrels. This produces a highly aromatic bacon with a complex caramelised flavour profile that's totally unique. It's finished with edible gold leaf, no less. Gamze are producing a very limited amount of this bacon and releasing it on the 30th of August in time for Father's Day and World Bacon Day. So, if I were you, I'd be getting onto this right away.
Hello, Brendan speaking.
Hi Brendan, it's Jo Ritty here. How are you?
Good, Jo. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Excellent.
I'm excited to hear about this amazing bacon.
So you obviously know a little bit so far, or you wouldn't have called me. But I'm happy to share the story with you.
I've just been watching some videos of you eating the delicious bacon, so so it looks pretty amazing, and it sounded really good sizzling on the pan.
Yeah, it's going to be, well, it is. It's a really great product and something different to what's anything that's sort of been done before. So yeah, it's exciting to have other people try it and experience it as well.
Absolutely. So talk me through it. Is this the first time you've done this gold bacon?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So we were just experimenting as we do. We're a small family business in Wangaratta, and it gives us the opportunity to do different things, and we were just sort of talking and experimenting with our team about how good can we make bacon. And we were so we just wanted to get the very best ingredients that we could get our hands on. We wanted to make it in a way that hadn't been done before, and all those things that we sort of thought, well, it'd be cool if we did this, and it'd taste really good if we did that, and we just thought, well, why don't we actually put it together and make the product? So yeah, that's sort of how it all came about, and we're only making it in a relatively small batch, so there'll be 500 packs that we'll make, 400 grams in total for each pack, and it's because it's such a unique product, and the pork that we're using is so unique as well. It is only able to be made in a small quantity, which I think gives it a bit extra intrigue as well. So it should be good.
That's right, and the campaign is very intriguing. You've had little reveals along the way, which adds to the spice. But can you talk me through the process, because it really starts with the pig, doesn't it? The way that they're farmed and what they're fed.
Yeah, that's right. So we sort of drew a bit of inspiration from the Spanish jamon, how they raise their pigs, and we have an awesome grower in Limestone pork that we've been working with for many years, and I spoke to Glenn Jones, who's the owner of the business, about what can we do differently, and I suggested can we finish the pigs on acorns, and he came up with the idea of finishing it on a blend of acorns and macadamias to give it a good, Australian feel with the macadamias.
Well, what do the acorns bring to it? So that's what they use with the hamon, I guess. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Yeah. So with hamon, that's what they use, and it gives the meat and the fat of the pig a nutty flavour and a different flavour, and that's what it's done in this case as well. And we've added the macadamias, and because they're quite it's an oily nut as well. It does give a really good texture and different depth of flavour in that as well. So they're finished for the last 6 weeks on the nuts, and they're a black pig. So, and they're farmed on the Limestone Coast in South Australia, and it's a regenerative farm and it's a free range farm. So they're the highest of ethical welfare for the animal and the environment as well. So regeneratively farmed, so taking care of the environment, free range, taking care of the animal, and then giving it a special diet for the last 6 weeks really enhances the flavour profile of a black pig, essentially, which these are a heritage bred pig. So these pigs are bred for their flavour, not to grow quickly like you'd normally see the pink landrace, they're called, the pink ones that you'd normally see in the media. Those pigs are bred to grow quickly and have and specific for the meat market, where these guys are bred for their flavour, essentially.
Right. And then when they come to you, is the first step brining or?
Yeah, so when they come to us, we make a special brine. So Gamze Smokehouse, all of our products are chemical free. So we've replaced all the commonly used chemical ingredients with natural alternatives. So that's something that we've brought into this product as well. And we use honey as our sweetener. And obviously salt's part of the preserving process. It's based in a liquid brine. So what we've done there is we've used the best possible water in 3 Bays mineral water from down in Mornington. We've used Murray River pink salt, which gives it an amazing flavour, and also the manuka honey from down on the peninsula as well. So we just wanted to find the best possible ingredients and have them as local as we could get as well. So that's what we brine the pork in. So it's brined in that solution for a week, probably more like 5 days probably. And then we're using, instead of so traditionally in our other products we use an Australian hardwood blend to smoke over. So what we've done there is we've changed it, we've enhanced it. We're using retired red wine barrels. And we've chipped those. So they're obviously an oak barrel that's spent its life holding and maturing red wine. And we're cold smoking over that, and we're doing a double smoke for an extended period of time.
Wow. That's amazing. It feels like one of those times where you're all sitting around the table going, how amazing can we make this?
That's right, yeah, and that's what we're like, oh, we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll do this, and it just sort of, snowballed from there. So, and cold smoking it too, all the bacon which we do for our normal bacon and hams that we do is a hot smoke. So it's what you'd see in the store. What we've done with this product is we've done it a cold smoke, and that's given us is, so for example, when someone comes to our factory or drives past and they talk to us, it's like, oh, I could really, smell the great aromas coming from your factory. What were you cooking that day? And I'm like trying to remember what we were cooking. And because I'm here every day, you don't notice it as much, but other people do. And then when we were cooking this cold smoked product, you really get that experience there because it's being cooked for the first time. when you get it home. So what it's giving the customer as well is an experience there with aromatics. So when they're cooking it on their fry pan, it's giving them that experience like we get here every day at the smokehouse when it's the products in the smoker and cooking. So that was a really cool byproduct of something that we didn't expect as well.
Absolutely. And the gold aspect?
The gold aspect, well, we just thought it was opulent in all those ways. So we wanted to give it a presentation on shelf that reflected the high end and the opulence of the product, and so we wanted it to stand out on the shelf in the packaging. So I've got my brother Simon; he's going to drop one of the products into you tomorrow.
Oh, amazing.
Are you about? You're in Port Melbourne, is that right?
That's right. Yes, I actually am at home tomorrow, so amazing.
So Simon will drop that in when he's doing his deliveries, and we just thought it's going to elevate it from the presentation as well, and because this product is a cold smoke product, it is quite difficult to present really nicely. Because it's more of a raw product, but when you cook it, it firms up nicely. So we just wanted something to give it a bit more of a nice presentation.
Yeah. And so is it, because I couldn't quite hear on the video, is it actual gold leaf or?
Gold leaf, edible gold leaf, just for a presentation feel, yeah.
Thank you so much. I can't believe I'm getting this, such an incredible delivery tomorrow. I can't wait. And I saw on when Sarah was, I think it's Sarah maybe cooking, and she was saying you didn't need to put any extra oil on the pan. Do you just heat the pan first? What's the best way to...
Just use a non-stick pan. Well, that's what we did in the video. Just a nice non-stick pan, and you're cooking it. As I said, you're getting those really good aromatics in there, and you're cooking it probably a bit slower than what you normally would, because it's honey that's the sweetener in the brine. It will caramelise quickly, so just keep your eye on it. You can just keep turning it, and you can make it as crispy as you like. But we've sort of found that, the flavours are released a little bit more when you don't sort of cook it to crispy, I guess. It's just a nice caramelisation all round. Yeah. You want to render the fat out a little bit, because, you don't want it to be chewing on the fat, but you want to render that fat nicely, but just get the nice balance.
Oh, I can't wait. And so people order from now, but they get it delivered on August the 30th. Is that right?
We've teamed up with we've hand selected some of our retailers. So Gamze Smokehouse, we supply over 400 outlets across Australia with our retail line of small goods. So all the way from, we've got a couple of retailers in South Australia, then we've got heaps in Victoria, heaps in New South Wales, and we do Harris Farm as well there, and then up in Queensland also. So we've got 3 Harris Farm stores, then we've got 2 independent stores in Queensland, 2 independent stores in Sydney, and 2 in Melbourne, and then we'll have some obviously here at the factory that will be able to provide people that can't access those stores. So people that are interstate or a bit more local, but they'll only have limited numbers as well. So we'll have a release date. All stores are going to release on the 30th of August, and that's obviously in line there with Father's Day the next day, and International Bacon Day is on the day after. So it's going to be a very exciting time.
Yeah, how perfect. All those dads, they'll be really hoping, crossing their fingers that they're getting the gold bacon. Amazing.
That's right.
So it's a real family affair at Gamze. I was reading about your father, Felix, who came out and carried on the family tradition from Slovenia, and because the rest of a lot of his family are butchers as well, aren't they?
His uncle in Slovenia was. That's right. Yeah. So Dad came across with his parents when he was young from Slovenia, and they settled as migrants here in Wangaratta, and Dad started his butchering apprenticeship really young, and learnt from all the the multiculturalism here as well around Wangaratta, because there was a lot of immigrants that came here. They were at Bonagilla in Wodonga there, and they sort of colonised a lot of here. And there's obviously a lot of Italians up in the King Valley. Dad played football up there, and so he carried on the sort of tradition and being in this area in the northeast. There was a lot for him to learn, and he started making his own small goods through the butcher shop, and made those for a long time. And then I've been on board with Dad and the business for about 13 or 14 years now.
Wow.
So my background was I was in finance, and I was studying my MBA, and took more of an interest in helping Dad do stuff in his business. I just decided that this is where we were going to grow. And so my wife and I moved back to Wangaratta from Melbourne, and the rest is history. We've got a business now that just focuses on manufacturing small goods, so we're not in the retail butcher shops anymore. And we make some amazing products and send them as far and wide as we can.
Well, that real effort to be chemical free and to have sought out those alternatives, like were you mentioning celery, salt, and rosemary and so on? Like, it's a bold move, but I think it's a really important move in this day and age to be offering that.
Yeah, and Dad was sort of, I've always thought, he doesn't sort of know it, but when I look back, and he was sort of ahead of his time in the industry. He employed a chef long before any other butchers were doing that, and started doing meals and value adds at his butcher shop, and then it just transferred into the way he was making his small goods. He had customers come in that were, some of them were celiac, some of them had food allergies, some of them were, allergic to the chemical nitrite, or just wanted to eliminate chemicals altogether. And, someone else would probably say, well, no, this is how I make it go away. But Dad was always keen to experiment and try things. And he tried for a long time to produce a product that people wanted to buy that was chemical free. And he sort of teamed up and made some good contacts in the industry and with some food scientists, and came up with a recipe of his own that did that. And it was the same with the free range stuff. People were inquiring, and the thinking around food was more, okay, well, we want it to be ethically farmed and local, and so Dad sourced a grower to grow the free range pigs and ethically farm them. So it was sort of his work, and in response to his customers here in Wangaratta that sort of led him down that path. And then when I joined him and we took the retail product to market, it was it took off, because that's what people wanted, and it was because he listened.
Absolutely. It must be so immensely satisfying too, I think. Thinking about you changing from a career in finance to working in what's really an artisanal and very community-based business. I love that.
Yeah, it is completely different to what I was doing. But at the same time, I grew up in the butcher shop helping Dad when I was a kid. And, he was, well, he still is, he's retired now, but he was one of the hardest working people that, I ever knew. And he'd be gone in the morning before we'd get up, and he'd get home late at night, and the chance we'd get to see him is on the weekends. So we'd go into the butcher shop and be there with him in the mornings, and we'd just do whatever you sort of needed to help him. You'd make rissoles, and you'd clean up and that type of thing, just to sort of hang out with him. And so I grew up doing what I could to help Dad, and he had doing catering and that sort of stuff. He had extensions of his business, so we'd go and do catering jobs, birthdays and weddings and 21st together after that. So I sort of always had that interest and the experience in that area, to sort of and I didn't know it was going to happen, and neither did he, but one day come back and work with him on a more permanent basis. So it was good.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you so much, and I'm so grateful that I'm going to get to taste this bacon tomorrow, or at least in the next couple of days by the time I get it. And really great to hear the story. I'm such a firm believer in, getting things from the source, getting it right from the source, and also, I guess, that idea of the love that people put into food is perhaps what we also get benefit from that as well, eating such wholesomely produced food. So thank you so much, Brendan, for explaining it all to me, and also for the bacon.
No, that's fine. And we're excited to share it, and we've made the claim that it's Australia's best bacon, but it's not only on the taste; it's on the whole, the holistic thing of Gamze Gold. It's the best for the environment with the regenerative farm. It's the best for the animal with the free range. It's the best ingredients. It's the best smoking methods. It's the holistic thing. The end product and the taste. Obviously, taste is very subjective for everyone, and it's a product that is different and it's got a lot more complexity of flavours than bacon that people would have eaten in the past. So, we really hope that people enjoy it.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Conversation with a Chef with Brendan Gamze from Gamze Smokehouse. You can see the intriguing and, quite frankly, delicious campaign for Gamze Gold Bacon on their Instagram account at Gamze Smokehouse. That's GAMZE Smokehouse. As well as on their website at www.gamzesmokehouse.com.au, where you can order some gold for yourselves. If you'd like to hear more stories from chefs, I'm on Instagram at Conversation with a Chef. You can read the chat and become a subscriber at www.conversationwithachef.com. And of course, you can follow me and even leave a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts. I would love it if you told a friend about my chats, because that's still the best way to get the stories out there. Once again, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and bon appetit.